I think I had everything going for me.
I was just a normal college kid.
I was playing professional ball, and
I pretty much walked around like the king of the universe.
I was 24 years old. I had a great job. I was working as a police officer for the city of San Bernardino. And I was engaged to a beautiful woman, soon to be married.
Partying it up, having a good old time, wrestling, working out. That's my whole life. That's all I've ever really done. Just been athletic.
played some professional ball on my feet. Went to college, and I was really enjoying life. We were actually celebrating that it was a possibility I was going to be going back to the Raiders and maybe trying out for the Raiders again.
I had it made. You know, I had 2 arms healthy. I was a letterman in 3 different events, 3 different sports. And then overnight things changed.
March 9th of 2007, I was on duty as a police officer, like I said, and I was responding to a call to assist a partner of mine. I was driving, and a dog suddenly jumped out in front of my police unit, and I swerved just instinctively. As I did so, I lost control of my unit, and I turned my police car over. I had a vehicle turn over. And honestly, I can't remember too much of the accident past that point, other than waking up a week later and being told I was paralyzed.
I knew that I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed when it came to school. I just could not sit through a class. And I knew the only way I would get into college was through a scholarship. And I knew the key to that was winning a state championship, and that's an automatic. And I was going to go to University of Maryland, and 2 weeks before school, I lost my arm. And so that changed things dramatically. I was doing a summertime job for a roofing company on the Watergate building in Washington, D.C., the infamous Watergate building. And that morning, I was underneath a cooling tower, which would be an industrial fan. So a rope was thrown in, and it went over a shaft, like a big fan shaft. And the one end of the rope wrapped around my arm, and the other end wrapped around the shaft, and it cleaned my arm off from the elbow down to the wrist. It kept, the bone was still there, and when I looked in front of me, I saw a hand, and then I looked at my arm and realized that hand was mine, sitting about 5 feet from my face.
July 14th, 2000, I was just practicing wrestling with one of my friends. I lifted him, slammed him down just practicing, and then shattered C6. Broke my neck in the process. I remember falling and just laying there, and I could still feel everything, but then I lifted my neck to look down at my legs, and I felt like my legs were in the air, like when a dog would land on his back. Like my knees were up. Then I looked down and they were flat. So I was like, oh, we got a problem. So we called the ambulance, and the ambulance came and picked me up and started my wheelchair life.
Once we got to the nightclub, we were celebrating, having some dinner. We were going to hang out a little late. And my friend, I told him, I was riding with him. I said, look, I'll meet you at the car. I'm going to walk the ladies to the car, and I'll meet you there. And as I'm walking to the car, I see an altercation going where he was surrounded by 6 guys. So I'm watching this. We're on Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. I jump in the middle of the incident, and when I jump in the middle of the incident, one of the young men tell the other guy to hand me a gun. So when he pursued to hand him a gun, I just automatically picked my buddy up from underneath his arms, turned my back to the gun, and the guy proceeded to shoot. And he ended up shooting me 6 times in the back. And I was able to throw my friend out of the way, and he was able to get away.
I was kind of in the gutter. And that gutter moment, I realized there's a lot of other people down there, and it's not by choice. It's not because they're lazy. It's because life is difficult for a lot of people.
I don't think it really hit me for a very, very long time.
I thought I had a really good chance to walk because I have complete sensation still. And so I can still like move my toes a little bit, but can't make a sandwich with that, you know, so.
I can remember the paramedics came and they took a look at me. They turned my body a couple times, and I can remember the paramedics saying clear as day, he's not gonna make it.
It's like you're starting all over again. So I pretty much was an infant, and I had to relearn how to do everything.
When I go from being 6'3", athletic guy to all of a sudden looking up at everyone else in the world, it totally changes, and everyone looks at you like you're fragile. Everyone treats you like you're helpless, like you're worthless.
There's a lot of difficult things that we all go through, and circumstances are out of a lot of people's control.
Sorry.
You're all right. Give me a kiss. Be happy. When you go home, you realize this is real. I have to either move on with my life or I have to give up. And I promised myself that I wouldn't give up. Someone brought me a newspaper clipping of highlighting the first annual PossAbilities hand cycle race. And when I saw that, I was so inspired to do all that I could to prove that I could do that next year. And I trained. I got a hand cycle. Through groups like PossAbilities, I was able to get sporting equipment and train and get back to the point where I was able to compete at that level.
Is our local guy, Dan Davies. Dan Davies, he is from right here in Beaumont, California. This is his first ever hand cycle race. Just 1 year post-injury, escorted by his police officer and patients. Dan Davies, great job. Dan Davies finishing up his race here in Beaumont.
I just cheer as loud as I can because I'm so proud of him when he's out there.
Without her, I wouldn't be able to do this. She's the one who loads my equipment, unloads my equipment, helps me in and out of my equipment, and gives me water. And the motivation that I have when I come around the corner and I see her screaming and jumping up and down, it's huge for me because I saw what she went through during those few months of really hard, dark times. And to see her happy again, smiling and truly proud of me it means everything. It means it all. Yeah.
I was Ironman World Championship Age Group Athlete of the Year. I've kayaked the Grand Canyon. I have Paralympic silver medal. Cross-country skiing. PossAbilities says you're valuable to everyone and focuses on the disabled population. And their value is very hidden, especially in the disabled community. But if you don't tell those stories and you keep those people in a closet, you're missing the opportunities to be inspired and change the way we think.
My goal is to get a gold medal. That's all. I was chasing one when I was a wrestler, and now I found out I had an opportunity to chase one again. I play rugby because it's the roughest sport you can play in a wheelchair. PossAbilities helped me more than you'll ever know. I mean, just with rugby, the cost of things are really expensive. PossAbilities has been sponsoring me for a couple years now. They sponsored a rugby team, and that makes it so, that helps so much because then I can concentrate on training. The national team I play for is it's called Team US Curé. We're for 2012. We're getting prepared for the next Olympics. See my picture up in New York, it was like, wow, that's amazing, you know, because who would think, you know, who'd ever think it'd be you up there, you know, so it's kind of cool. I don't really see myself as a motivator or just like a mentor or anything. I just give it, what you see is what you get. That's just the way I live.
I really believe that God has blessed me tremendously. The young lady that was my friend then, she's now my wife. She's always been by my side. I've been coaching now for 17 years. Over at San Bernardino Valley College, on the junior college level, we won 4 championships. Did really good, and it was a very good inspiration. Drew a lot of attention to the school. A lot of kids got Division I scholarships to go to the next level. Doing a lot of coaching down in the summer camps here. University of Rattler's do a summer camp every year with 300 to 400 kids. So it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it because it gives me a chance to get out and help someone else. PossAbilities has been an extreme inspiration to me. And the reason why, being physically challenged, a lot of people don't understand some of the things that we go through. PossAbility understands me and what I'm going through. It's not what you're going through. It's how you go through it.
That all a disability means is I just got to do things differently.
How you handle and deal and cope with that illness can change the lives of others.
Don't ever give up because you never know what can happen.
God does not make bad things happen to you, but He promises to be by your side when they do.
Don't take life for granted, but take advantage of life because it's not promised every day to anyone.
You will be able to continue doing everything that means so much to you.
A miracle is making people, a movement, think differently to me. And when you get a mass movement thinking differently, you can accomplish anything. And I think PossAbilities could be a mass movement.